Welcome to Yoga for You with your host, Anna Del Rosal, certified yoga teacher. Yoga is not a substitute for medical attention, examination, diagnosis, or treatment. Please check with your doctor before beginning any exercise regimen, especially if you recently had surgery, are pregnant, or postnatal. If at any moment something doesn't feel right, please stop. It's important to listen to your body. I will provide detailed instruction as you move in and out of poses to ensure your safety. If you have any questions, contact your local yoga teacher or studio. Thank you for tuning in. Have a blessed day. Welcome to Yoga for You with Anna from Mountain Rose Integrated Wellness Center. Today our focus is going to be about really just finding peace. We're in a bit of a stressful time in all over our world. And with this huge unknown hanging over our heads, there's a little bit more stress that we're handling. So we're just going to do a practice that's going to help you really center down and just to get some peace through all this craziness. So come to your hands and knees for me, please. So your hands are underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips, and inhale, just float your chest up. And then you're going to exhale, round your back and sit back to child's pose. If child's pose is too much for you, just come down part way. And then inhale, come up to fours. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift your hips, downward dog. So we're going to move through those three poses. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, sit back, child's pose. Inhale, come onto your hands and knees. And then curl your toes under, exhale, lift your hips. And just continue inhaling forward to fours. Exhale, sit back, curl round your back. Inhale, come up to stand. Come up to your hands and knees. Exhale, the toes curl under and you lift your hips. Good, and we'll do two more. So inhale, come forward to fours. Okay, so you're inhaling on your fours. Exhale, scoot back. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, curl the toes under, lift your hips. And again, inhale, come forward. Exhale, round back. Inhale, come onto your hands and knees. Curl your toes under, and this time you're going to hold your downward dog. So just take a moment, look at your hands. Your index finger or your middle finger should be parallel to the edges of the mat. Spread your fingers wide and press down through all 10 fingers. So you're not just lifting the hands up and the fingers aren't really doing any work. They're really pressing into the mat. And for this first one, just walk your feet in about 3-4 inches. So maybe your heels come a little closer, and then here lift the toes. So you really get that anchoring through the heels and press through the arms so you get a little bit more stretch through the back. And breathe. Relax the toes. And then walk your feet back. Good, take a full breath. And then inhale, look forward, and walk your feet to the front of the mat. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And exhale, release your hands. So we're going to move through a couple of sun salutations and just really allow yourself to drop into this flow where there's no control and we're just moving through up dog or cobra and back to downward dog. And just allow yourself to just find that ease within the movement that your body's familiar with. Or even if it's new, just start to let your body move with your breath. So inhale, take your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold over. Maybe you bend the knees to get your hands to the mat. Inhale, lift your chest. And then exhale, step your feet back, top of a push-up. Feel free to drop the knees. Bend your elbows, lower all the way to the mat for the first one. Inhale, lift your chest, draw the shoulders back. Exhale, lift your hips, downward dog. Now, if downward dog is too much, you can come into child's pose. Couple of deep breaths. Exhaling fully. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. And then look forward and walk forward. Maybe it's a couple of steps you take. Maybe it's one giant. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Good. Connect into your feet. Take your arms overhead. And release your hands. Good. So just 2 more like that. Inhale, float the arms up. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step back, top of a push-up. If you want to go right to downward dog, just lift your hips. Otherwise, bend your elbows. You can drop the knees. Inhale, lift your chest, cobra. Exhale, lift your hips, downward dog. Good, so nice smooth breaths here. Exhaling fully, the belly draws in. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more breath. And then look forward, walk forward, step forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, take your arms up and over. And exhale, release your hands. Good. Inhaling. Ooh. Exhale, I'll fix that in a second. Fold over your legs. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, step back, top of a push-up. Bend and lower. Inhale, lift your chest. Maybe you come into upward dog, floating the thighs off the floor. Exhale, lift your hips, downward dog. So take a couple of deep breaths there. I'm just breathing, allowing yourself to really settle into this moment and using your breath to help find peace, find calm within your body. Good, 1 more breath here. And then look forward, walk forward. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. And release your hands. Okay, so we're going to move through forward fold and chair. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, fold over. Maybe you bend the knees a little bit to come over. Inhale, bend your knees deeply, chair pose, soften the shoulders. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, chair, bend the knees, weights in your heels. Pause. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold over the legs. So we'll move through that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, fold over the legs. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, fold over. Last one. Inhale, bend the knees. And pause. Either arms straight up or hands to prayer. Weights in your heels. So your knees aren't coming over your toes. Think of your knees staying over your ankles. So you're not here. You're more back. And you're feeling the hamstrings hug the inner thighs together. The belly draws in. Good. 1 more breath. And then inhale, straighten the legs and release your arms. Close your eyes for a moment. And take a couple of big deep breaths. So just observe how some deep breaths in and out really help just to calm your system here. So in these moments of stress, we tend to just to breathe into our upper lungs, and you really want to breathe into your belly, getting that diaphragm engaged so you can help stimulate the vagus nerve, which helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest. Okay, so now step your left leg back. About 3.5, 4 feet. Your feet can be hip-width apart, or they can be wider if they need to be. Your right foot is parallel to the edges of the mat, and you're going to come into warrior 1. So you're going to inhale, bend that front knee. Exhale, pause. And then inhale, straighten that leg. And you're going to exhale, fold over the front leg for pyramid pose. So we're going to move through pyramid pose. Inhale. You're going to bend your front knee, come into warrior one. Pause. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, fold over the leg. Inhale, bend that knee. Press into the right heel. Hug the belly in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Good. 3 more. Inhale. Exhale, pause. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, bow over your leg, lengthen your spine. Inhale, warrior one. Pause. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, fold over. Last one, inhale. And this time you're actually just going to hold your warrior one. So if the arms overhead's too much, feel free to bring your hands to prayer. Draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Soften the shoulders. And just find a steadiness in your breath here. Good. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Inhale, straighten the leg. And again, we're going to fold over the leg for pyramid pose. So if the floor is too far away, you can have your hands to your shin. If you need a blocks or something underneath them, you can also use that. Hands to the floor, fold over. And actually just look to your front foot. Lift the toes. So you really connect through the ball of this right big toe. And so this inner edge of your foot stays connected to the mat. Oftentimes people are lifting that leg up. And then relax the toes. So entire foot's pressing into the mat. Hug the hips in. Good, 1 more breath here. And then we're going to come up into half revolved triangle, twisted triangle. So inhale, look up halfway. If you need to hop your back foot in, feel free. Left hand on the inside edge of your right foot. And then take your right arm up and twist towards the right. So that right hip draws back in space. Right shoulder forward. And breathe. Now you can look down. You can look straight out so your neck is neutral, or up to the hand in the air. Good, 1 more breath. And then exhale, hands down. Step your back foot forward. Fold over your legs for a moment. And then inhale, press through your feet, swoop your arms up. And exhale your hands to prayer down by your side and close your eyes. And just notice that difference between the right and left side here. So one side may feel more grounded, one side more expansive. And there's no right or wrong answer, because it's different for each of us. Okay, and then we'll switch sides. Stepping on that left leg, step your right leg back. And your left foot's parallel to the edges of the mat, so it's not turning out or turning in. And your back foot's facing that right corner of the mat. And we're going to move through warrior one and into pyramid pose. So inhale, bend that front knee. Exhale, pause. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, fold over the leg. So you connect into that ball of that left big toe as you bow forward. Inhale, bend the knee. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, hold. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, fold over the leg. Again, inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, pause. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, folding over. So 2 more times moving through it. Inhale, bend that knee. Exhale. Inhale, extend. Again, if the arms are too much, hands to prayer, fold over your legs. Last one, moving through it, bend the knee. Exhale, hold. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, fold. And then come into warrior one and hold. So arms up or hands to prayer. Your choice. Press through that left foot. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. And breathe. Back leg is strong. So you're not sort of bending the knee, you're reaching through that back heel. Good, one more breath here, please. And then inhale, straighten the leg. Maybe your arms overhead, maybe your hands to your low back. Exhale, fold over that leg. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands back if you want. Again, really make sure you're pressing through that left foot. So if you need to lift the toes for a moment, feel free. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. And then inhale, look up halfway. Bring your right hand to the mat inside your left foot. Left hand to your hip. Roll the shoulder open. So you're finding a twist here. You can stay there. Maybe your hand to your low back. Maybe your arm comes overhead. But draw that left hip back in space. Left shoulder forward. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other so you feel the legs nice and strong. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. And then hands down. And step your back foot forward. This time I want you, actually let's take your hands behind your ankles, wrap your hands, maybe your forearms to the back of your calves. Inhale, look up and lengthen halfway, exhale, fold. Feel free to bend the knees. Maybe slide the hands lower down your legs. But press evenly through your feet. And think of lengthening the top of your head towards the floor. Good, 2 more breaths. 1 more breath, please. Good. And then inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, hands to hips. Connect into your feet, come all the way up. And pause. Close your eyes. Check in again. Just observing what's shifted within your body. Not only physically, but where's your energy? Have you found a little bit more centeredness, peace? And then open your eyes. I'm going to turn to face you. We're going to do a tree pose. So standing on your left leg, so I'm going to mirror you. Your right heel comes into your ankle, your foot to your shin, or if you can, foot to inner thigh. And then hands to prayer. And let's stay here. So make sure that you're not swinging your right hip out to the side. And make sure it's drawing in. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Hands to prayer. Good, 2 more breaths. And then slowly release. And we'll do the other side. So now standing on your right leg, that left heel comes in. Foot to shin or foot to inner thigh. So yeah, make sure you're not creating this mom shelf in your hip, but hug the hip in, hug the belly in, hands to prayer. So your right quad stays nice and strong, the outer hip is engaged. Good, 2 more breaths. Good, 1 more. And then draw the leg up. And release and come to your mat. And let's just do a hip opener here before we lay down. So soles of your feet together. And you can keep your hands behind you if you want, and you're up on your fingertips. And that gives you just a little bit more length than being here. And it allows you to just find more extension through the spine. And then press down through your hands, lift your hips. Maybe you can slide your feet in a little closer. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you can grab your feet. Now, if you grab your feet and you start to slump, keep your hands behind you. Stay here or just begin to hinge forward. And breathe. Let the inner thighs or the elbows press into the inner knees, inner thighs. Take 3 more breaths. Good, 2 more. One more breath. And then inhale, slowly come up. Draw your knees together and lay down on your back. Just hug your knees when you get there. And gently rock side to side. And then just actually extend both legs up. Maybe your knees are still bent, but just draw your legs in towards you. You can lift the bottom off the floor if you want, or keep it down. It's a slightly different stretch. Get one more breath here. And then hug the knees in. Extend them long on the mat. Let your arms flop out, feet flop out. Relax the shoulders. Just take a couple full breaths. Allowing your body to soften fully here. And especially now, in this moment, when you're stressed, this Shavasana, your rest pose, is the most important pose. You allow your breath to slow down. And allowing yourself to drop into the pause between your breaths, the pause between doing So I invite you to stay here longer. I'm going to roll to one side. If you really have to go, feel free to roll to one side and come up to sit. But stay as long as you can and allow yourself to rest. Thank you for tuning in. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.